shooting 6 of 8 beyond the arc this half. At the other end, Roderick's 3 is good in. 30-point lead now for Alexandria. Oh, nice.
We're good.
Ball got batted around, and Miles Gray picks it up. He's going to get it to Talon Witt, who will bring it into the front court. Talon looking to attack now. The bounce pass back out to Roderick, then to Talon Witt for 3. Side to Thielen along the left block, turns around, shot doesn't go. Rebound to Miles Gray, outlet ahead now to Mason Witt.
Scholl is able to come away with it. Hustle there by Max Jansen. Pass gets intercepted. The Otters turn it over for the 17th time. Lovitz named pretty well by now. Bounce pass intercepted. Thomas Hendricks gets the recovery for the Cardinals. Off now to Scholl. His 3 is good. The three-point line kicks it out now to Gavin Roderick. Both doing a decent job working around the perimeter. Here's Blake Scholl for a 3, and he nice job. Here's Gavin Roderick going to the back. Over on top, the 3 by Mason Witt. No good, but Miles Gray gets the rebound. Then
and up 4 to Tino Grace. Here's Talon Witt getting the ball off to Mason Witt, right side. This is our Juettner Motors pregame show, and we welcome you on our platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and also thanks for watching tonight on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. We are about a half an hour away from tonight's basketball matchup as Monticello puts its 22-5 record on the line against an Alexandria team which is 19-7. The Cardinals, however, get the higher seed, being the number 1 seed in the section. Monticello, after its victory against Moorhead the other night, makes its first road trip of the postseason as the number 4 seed. Let me introduce the parties helping to make our broadcast possible. Jackson is our KXRA radio studio engineer back at Master Control. We've got Jay Port and JP Bolin as our videographers on duty tonight at Alexandria Area High School. And the 2 people that will be commentating tonight's broadcast include myself, Dave McClurg, and my broadcast partner, Russ Henricks. Russ, I anticipate we're going to have a very exciting matchup tonight. Hopefully, as fans come into the gymnasium, they are navigating with some safety, because I know we do have some freezing precipitation now coming down in the area, but great to have you here on the call tonight.
Good evening, DMAC. It's great to be here. This is obviously going to be an exciting night. It's section semifinals. So, you got through that first round, and now there's 4 teams left in the section. There's 32 teams left across the state of Minnesota, and we're all fighting and vying for that opportunity to play for the right to go to the state tournament. So Monticello comes in tonight on a roll. They've won a bunch of games in a row, and so they're coming here tonight to end the Cardinal season. But I know that this group of Cardinals, this group of seniors is determined, and they'll be ready to go tonight.
Yeah, Alexandria coming in off a very good performance, defeating St. Michael Albertville 96-65 the other night, while Monticello won by double digits, an 18-point home win over Moorhead, 81-63. Both of these teams are very capable of putting points on the board. I don't know if it's going to end up 92-90 tonight like it did last week when Tino Grace visited, but I do anticipate that both will be lighting up the scoreboard in this evening's contest. Whether or not, one team can slow the other down on defense, that might prove to be a pivotal factor in trying to determine the outcome of this game. We look forward to bringing you the broadcast at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. Again, thanks to our boosters of Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage, bringing you the live play-by-play tonight. Special thanks to Juettner Motors for being the pregame sports sponsor. Juettner Motors also brings you our postgame coverage later on tonight. We'll take our first break on our platforms here. My conversation with Alexandria boys basketball coach Forrest Witt follows this short timeout.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Being locally owned here at the Culvers of Alexandria, Charles Johnson and myself, John Loomis, are very proud to be a part of the community. We enjoy the time we get to spend here, the memories we've made, and we're excited to see you after the game when you need to refuel.
Go Cardinals!
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
For over 30 years, Northland Buildings has been providing quality post-frame buildings to customers, serving clients across the upper Midwest since 1994. Northland Buildings. Quality buildings built tough for the Northland.
Northland Building.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
As the seasons change, so do the needs of your car. That's when Alexandria drivers turn to Mike and Josh at Precision Auto. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust a pro. Precision Auto on 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
We welcome you back to Alexandria Area High School with more of our Juettner Motors pregame show. The Coach's Comments segment is brought to you by Elamere Health. It's better here. Dave McClurg joined right now by Forrest Witt, the head coach of the Alexandria boys basketball team, prior to the Cardinals home game with Monticello in the semifinal round of the Class 4A Section 8 tournament. Forrest, your team was able to pass the first postseason test of the year on Tuesday night, getting a victory against St. Michael Albertville to get to this spot. By and large, were you fairly happy with what your guys were able to accomplish on Tuesday?
Yeah, I thought we played with great energy. Offensively, we were moving the ball, and I thought for us it was a pretty clean game, good overall win in that quarterfinal round.
I know that defensively your team was able to force close to 20 turnovers out of St. Michael Albertville, and I recall on Tuesday night I think you mentioned that there might be some things that you could do to kind of get the transition game going. Were you happy with the defensive performance in that respect?
Yeah, like you said, I don't know the exact number. It was somewhere right around that 20 mark, I would imagine. When we're able to do that, we're pretty good in transition, so it allows us opportunities to get out and run and create some advantages for ourselves, and I thought that was exactly what we did on Tuesday.
And then, of course, your team was able to attack in a lot of different ways. When your team's averaging about 90 points away a game, there are a lot of ways your kids can score, but the outside shots seem to be working. I know Mason, I think, was 7 of 12 or something like that from three-point range. And as a team, I think the Cardinals were very close to 50%. Were you happy with those looks at three-point distance that your guys were getting the other night?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those where, you have to get a gauge of the game, and if you're making those shots, obviously you keep shooting them, and more so kind of looking at it as is it a good shot, and not only that, is it a good timing for that shot? If we miss a couple, 3, now we should get that ball inside, get the ball moving, get an inside out 3, and just make sure that we're not settling, but getting the quality shot that we want at a given time.
Mason was one of 2 of your starters that were in double figures, Gavin Roderick being the other one. And the thing that really pleased me from an observational standpoint is he got to the line quite a bit on Tuesday night. I want to say he attempted made 8 free throws and attempted 11, so that means numerous trips to the stripe. Is that something that Gavin has worked on, to become a little more effective at driving to the basket and, see if he can earn some points from the line if he doesn't get the and ones?
Yeah, that's something that we've talked to him about. I mean, he's very, very good when he gets downhill and attacks the lane and gets to the rim. He's such a big, strong body, and a nice compliment to his three-point shooting. Shooting at about 41%. So, it's just one of those things that we've talked with Gavin and also Mason about. You shoot the ball so well. Teams are playing that, so now that provides opportunities to get to the basket on the dribble, and they've both done a good job, and Gavin certainly did a great job on Tuesday attacking the rim and getting to the foul line.
We might see it more and more as we get deeper into the postseason. Hopefully it becomes a postseason that has multiple games, but defenses are going to try to slow down some of your valuable weapons and everything. How do you feel about the way your guys can, kind of change the game plan, if they will, as you instruct? Are they flexible and adaptable that they can, find different ways to score?
Yeah, I think we have, we've had, 6 guys lead us in scoring. So, 5 guys in double figures. So I think we're a pretty balanced team. If they try to take something away, we're able to adjust and maybe we run a few sets or things of that nature. But, it's a group that really understands one another and what they do. And, if something's not working, they've been good at adjusting and being able to do that over the course of a game.
We are getting together right now with the head coach of the Alexandria Cardinal boys basketball team, Forrest Witt, for our Altamira Health Coaches Comment segment. It's included as part of our Juettner Motors pregame show. On the way at the top of the hour, you'll hear the call, and you'll be able to watch the call if you're dialed into YouTube. Alexandria versus Monticello in a semifinal game in Class 4A, Section 8. Before we talk a little bit about this head-to-head matchup, Forrest, I wanted to get kind of some general comments. I know most of the Central Lakes Conference boys basketball teams had games on Wednesday night, as I think 7 of the 9 teams in Section 8 AAA are from the CLC, or maybe it's 8 out of the 9. I get a little confused on that, but I see the left side or the top part of the bracket held firm with top-seeded Sartell and 4th-seeded St. Cloud Tech getting victories. But then on the opposite side of the bracket, you had road teams winning, Sauk Rapids Rice winning at Apollo, and then Fergus Falls winning at Wilmer. I know you got to see everybody in the CLC at least one time, and many teams 2 times, but what impressed you or what intrigued you about some of those numbers that came out of Wednesday's play?
Yeah, I was. I kind of felt going in. I thought Sartell and Apollo were the best 2 teams, and they were seeded that way. But obviously, Apollo was upset by Sauk Rapids, and Wilmer by Fergus Falls. So, it's pretty balanced section. And all those teams were. In many ways beating up on each other in conference play, and not overly surprised, honestly, when I saw those, but, sometimes it kind of comes down to matchups, and, some teams match up better with this team, and they struggle against this team for whatever reason, strengths and various weaknesses that they may have. But, everybody's 0-0 at that point, and anything can happen, and that's what's great about the playoffs.
Speaking of teams that are 0-0 that have been able to build on that, your alma mater is still alive in Section 3 at AA. Morris area, Chicago, Alberta, Montevideo, and Minnewaska are 3 of the 4 teams left in that section. Is that a sign that as the Tigers have gone undefeated up to this point, that they won the conference that was pretty heavy at the top?
Yeah, that's certainly impressive there. And I know they've had, looking at their schedule, I think they've certainly been tested and had some close games from just looking more so from the outside, but which is certainly going to be valuable as they continue into the playoffs.
Forrest, Monticello visits Alexandria Area High School. This marks the second consecutive game where an opponent for the section tournament is a team that you didn't face during the regular season. When I talked with Miles Gray the other night, he kind of felt that that's not a bad thing necessarily, especially if a team hasn't gone up against Alexandria's defensive scheme, that could play into the Cardinals' favor. But what are your thoughts about, having somebody fairly new on the schedule? I want to say that Alexandria and Monticello haven't played since maybe the 2021 Class AAA state tournament when your Cardinals knocked off Monty down at Tech High School.
Yeah, I believe that is correct. It's one of those where I do think, the way that we play defense and switch things up, and with our defense being, our zone defense being a little bit unique, I do think that poses some difficulties. As opposed to a team that just plays man-to-man, which Monticello plays man, and they play very good man-to-man defense. But you watch enough films that you start to really get to know them pretty well, and they're a talented team. They don't win 22 games, I believe, at this point with their first round win, and not be a good team. And they're really led by some underclassmen, juniors primarily, that, early in the season, from watching them to now, they're certainly much more mature team and what you'd expect, and well-coached team. And, they're going to be ready as we are. So we look forward to a good challenge.
I noticed, some of their game-by-game scores. The Magic are very capable of putting up points just like your Alexandria team is. What do you think are going to be some of the factors which could separate Alexandria from Monticello in this matchup?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us defensively is to make sure we're good defensively in transition. They want to get out and push the basketball. They play very loose, not in a bad way, in a good way, that they have guys that are not afraid to make plays, and multiple guys. It's not just one guy. And their interior play is the strength of their team. They have two kids inside, probably 6'3", 6'4", one of which is more on the interior, and one that can do a little bit of both. So that's going to be a big key. And then offensively for us, I think we can put them in some difficult situations with their switching on ball screens. So we're going to try to attack that and see if we can't gain an advantage there. And whether that's from the outside or the inside, we'll see what transpires. But for us, again, just getting back to us, we want to get out and go, and we want to create some chaos defensively and get to where I think we're the best, which is in transition, and let our athletes and players make plays.
I know we put together our conversation about an hour before tip-off. Blake Scholl did not play on Tuesday night. You mentioned during the pregame interview there that Friday would be a possibility. Is the prognosis a little brighter for him in terms of his availability for tonight?
No, so he'll be out tonight. Unfortunately, he did some stuff this week on Wednesday, and it wasn't quite there yet. So, in his best interests and hopefully for our future here, if we can take care of the job tonight, we'll have him next week, hopefully, and which will be nice to have him back.
I know you ended up having to go a little bit deeper on the bench with some foul situations in the first half Tuesday night, but guys that were non-starters, I think I mentioned during my wrap-up the other night, non-starters contributed 27 points for the Cardinals in that win against St. Michael Albertville. Were you happy with the minutes you got from guys that were coming in off the bench?
Yeah, Grady Starzl, who started at different points and really is a starter. He just doesn't call his name off right away when we start the game, but he's on the game an awful lot at the end of the games. And then Ty Miller and Barrett Amborn we feel 100% comfortable with both of those guys who've been called upon with Talon being out there for a good chunk in the middle of the season. So yeah, those guys have, and the message to them is the same with everybody. Just play basketball, do what you do. And, it's they've all given us very good minutes, and we're going to need that as we move through section play.
Forrest, this should be a tremendous matchup at Alexandria Area High School tonight. As always, we appreciate your insight, and good luck to you in the Alexandria Cardinals.
Thanks, D-Mac, and hopefully we can chat again next week on Thursday.
Yeah, we would look forward to that because the winner of this game will play for a section championship on Thursday. That's Alexandria Cardinal boys basketball coach Forrest Witt. Our pregame coach's comments brought to you by Alamere Health. And again, the winner of this game will face either Bemidji or Elk River for a section title on Thursday night at the site of the highest remaining seed. So we do know that if Alexandria can prevail tonight, the Cardinals would be at home on Thursday. If Monticello can pull off the upset, then the Magic would be on the road, either at Elk River or Bemidji on a Thursday, depending on the outcome of the game in the Northland. That got started already, and Russ Henricks, as we bring you back in, I know that you've been kind of keeping tabs, and Bemidji, for a second consecutive playoff game, is looking to put together a second-half comeback.
The Elk River leads 35-26 there at the end of the half, and just watching it, Elk River they're playing good basketball at the end of the year here. They've really turned it on, and Levi is back, and they look good, and so Bemidji's going to have their work cut out for them here in the second half.
Yep, so we will have a final score of that game before we leave the airwaves with our broadcast. So by the end of the night, we will be able to share the info with you on the Section 8 Class 4A Boys Basketball Championship matchup for next week. Thanks to Juettner Motors for being the presenting sponsor of our pregame show. Now on our platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA, and our Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel, we enjoy these messages from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new unused equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted Best Real Estate Company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
From Poli Court at Alexandria Area High School, Cardinal boys basketball in the Class 4A Section 8 tournament is on the air. Thanks for listening in tonight to Leighton Media, KXRA Alexandria, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM and 105.7 FM. We appreciate you watching tonight's coverage as well on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. Special thanks to Integrity Title of Alexandria for being our signature streaming sponsor of tonight's boys basketball playoff. Alexandria is 19-7 on the year. Monticello is 22-5. The teams did not meet each other during the regular season. Back many, many years ago, probably in the days when Russ Henricks was a student athlete in Alexandria, the Cardinals and Monticello were common opponents in the Central Lakes Conference. Monty was in the CLC for 4 years back in the early 1990s. We will introduce the lineups and have the keys to the game coming up, but we're just moments away from the presentation of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. The anthem is being presented on our platforms this evening by Carlson Music Center in Alexandria. For any of your music needs, including voice lessons for students, go online, schedule an appointment, connect with Carlson Music Center online at carlsonmusiccenter.com. carlsonmusiccenter.com. And again, our thanks to Carlson Music Center for being the presenting sponsor of our national anthem. Again, we're just moments away from the start of the playoff game. Hope you enjoy our coverage tonight, whether you're watching on the YouTube channel or listening on the radio. Now, the national anthem. Again, we thank Carlson Music Center in Alexandria for being the presenting sponsor of our national anthem. The introduction of tonight's lineups is being brought to you by Alamere Health. It's better here. First of all, for the visiting Monticello Magic, 4 underclassmen on the floor along with senior Reese Nebben. Nebben is 6 feet 3 inches tall. He'll be joined in the backcourt by junior Tyler Dish at 5'10" and sophomore Johnny Moore at 6'1". The front line for Monticello features 6'2" junior Hunter Miller and also Carson Dybel, multi-talented athlete at Monticello. He is a junior at 6 feet 4 inches tall. Dylan Nauman is the head coach of the Monticello Magic. The Magic 22-5 on the year, co-champions of the Mississippi 8 Conference. They share the CLC champion or the M8 championship with the Becker Bulldogs. The teams split during the regular season and each won on the other's home floor. The Alamere Health starting lineup for the Alexandria Cardinals, much the same as it's been throughout the second half of the season. 5 seniors on the floor, including a 6-foot senior captain Mason Witt, averaging 24.5 points per game. He'll be joined by his cousin Talon Witt, also at 6 feet, upperclassman, averaging just about 11 points per game. And then Gavin Roderick on the floor, a 6'4" senior, averaging 22.9 points per game. The two forwards include Thomas Hendricks at 6'3". He's averaging just about 4 points per game. And Miles Gray, a 6'2" senior, at 9.7 points per game. Forrest Witt is the veteran head coach of the Alexandria Cardinals. He guided last year's team to the Class AAA State Boys Basketball Championship. His Cardinals of 25-26 went 15-1 to win the Central Lakes Conference title outright. And Alexandria is presently at 19-7 on the year. Our thanks to Alamere Health for the introduction of the lineups. Keys to the game are driven by Alexandria Motors. Together, let's drive with Alexandria Motors. For Monticello, head coach Nauman wants to see his team, first of all, take care of the basketball. That obviously is going to be very important for Monticello to run the offensive sets that it would like to run. And then when the Magic are able to run the offensive sets, get good shots. He's also very concerned about Alexandria's ability to push the ball up and down the floor. And obviously transition defense will be a key for Monticello tonight. For Forrest Witt and the Alexandria Cardinals, transition defense also a key. He anticipates, does Coach Witt, that Monticello is going to look to push the ball and then obviously try to create some chaos on the defensive side. And when Alexandria is able to get the recoveries, whether it's rebounding the basketball or forcing turnovers, push the ball at the Monticello basket. Alexandria comes in averaging about 90 points a game, and the Cardinals would definitely be in their element if they're around 90 points by the end of the night. As you watch on our YouTube channel, Monticello's wearing the white jersey tops, white shorts, red numerals, the word Monticello on the front of the uniform. Alexandria is wearing the red jersey tops, red shorts, black trim, white numerals on both the front and the back, and the word Alexandria on the front of the Cardinals uniform. The ball is tossed in the air, and Monticello has the first possession of the game. The Magic are going to try to work it inside toward Johnny Moore, and the bounce pass is wide and out of bounds, and the Magic turn it over.
Yeah, one of the interesting things will be just how Monticello reacts to our trapping, our 1-2-2, our 31 defense, see how they react. Coach talked about them playing man-to-man and trying to take advantage a little bit of some of their switching, so we'll see how that plays out as well.
Mason Witt gets the ball to his cousin Talon Witt. Now it goes to Gavin Roderick, and then it will be thrown a little bit wide of Talon Witt and out of bounds, so each team turns the ball over on its first possession of the night. This is People Radio, KXRA Alexandria, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, 105.7 FM. Audio through the Voice of Alexandria app, audio and video on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. Now a bounce pass gets intercepted. Miles Gray with the steal. He's going to drop it off to Talon Witt, who lays it in, and the Cardinals score on transition.
Great work there by Miles, getting that tip, getting out on the fast break. That's the speed and tempo with which we want to play.
So it's 2-0, and now Monticello looking to equalize the score here, looking to drive as Hunter Miller. Then he gets it into the corner to Moore. Moore, couple of dribbles, now a bounce pass, intercepted again. 3 turnovers for the Magic. Mason Witt will pop for the 3. That doesn't go. Offensive rebound by Miles Gray. That was altered a little bit, and Nebben is able to get the defensive rebound here for the Magic. So it's still 2-0 Alexandria with a little more than a minute gone by in the opening half at Alexandria Area High School. Looking to spin away from his defender is Miller to try to get the entry pass from Tyler Dish. It's tapped out of bounds by Alexandria, and the Magic will play the ball into the left of the Alexandria basket.
Yeah, on those misses, we go into our man-to-man. And now underneath here.
Now Johnny Moore turns around on the left block, and his little hook shot is good, and that will tie the score. 2-2 on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, a little more than 90 seconds in. Here's Gavin Roderick shooting the 3. That is off. Rebound to Reese Nebben, and Monticello will look to take its first lead of the night. The Magic's Carson Dybel has it out front. Now he'll play it to the right side, then it goes down to Moore. Moore working his way across the lane, then feeding through, and it's knocked away, recovered by Thomas Hendricks. Monticello turns the ball over. Now off to Mason Witt, spin move into traffic, slices through, can't finish. Hunter Miller with the defensive rebound for Monticello.
Yeah, good defense there by the Cardinals, creating that turnover. Just unfortunate there, just couldn't finish. Again, the defensive end here now, we're in our man-to-man.
Here is Johnny Moore with the ball. Now it's going to be to Dybel. His straight on three is going to be off to the side. Rebound to Gavin Roderick for Alexandria. Now Roderick works his way into the lane, kicks it off to Miles Gray, then further out to Thomas Hinrichs. Then it goes to Roderick over in the right corner. Now to Mason Witt. He's guarded by Tyler Dish. Witt now out to Talon Witt. He'll attack the basket, and he laid it up too strong. Dybel with the defensive rebound for Monticello. Magic again can take their first lead with a basket here, and they do, as Carson Dybel will score down in the lane, and Monticello leads 4-2.
Yeah, we've had some good looks. We just got to finish around the basket. And now again, they come out and they're man-to-man, and we're just going to have to keep working, cutting, moving.
Here's Thomas Hinrichs out near the top of the key, getting it off to Gavin Roderick. That three is off the heel of the rim. Ball out of bounds, and it will go to, I believe Alexandria is going to keep it here. Shot clock resets to 20. So game clock shows 14:47 remaining opening half here at Alexandria Area High School.
Yeah, we just want to try to, I think, work and get to the basket here. See if we can get another layup. A couple of our outside shots have not gone down.
Here's Mason Witt, and he got the pass from Gavin Roderick and then through the elbow. And that's going to be an offensive foul on the Cardinals and the second turnover of the night. So Monticello with a 4-2 lead, and now Alexandria will extend the defense. Gavin Roderick and Talon Witt along with Mason Witt, almost that 1-3 or 1-2-2 zone press. Monticello works it up with Hunter Miller on the left side. Now out, loose ball picked up by the Cardinals on Monty's 5th turnover of the night. Now Gavin Roderick will look to attack, puts it up short. Rebound to Reese Nebben. He'll transition to Dybel. Dybel down the lane, lays it in. 6 unanswered for the visitors, and the Magic take a 6-2 lead.
Yeah, again, we just had an open layup there again, and we're just not converting.
Now here is Talon Witt getting it off to Miles Gray, and he puts it in while fouled. And Miles Gray scores to snap the 6-0 spurt for Monticello. And it's now 6-4 in favor of the Magic, as the foul will be whistled on Reese Nebben. And one free throw here for senior Miles Gray. If successful, that would trim the Magic lead to 1. Free throw is up and good. Monticello 6, Alexandria 5. Our scoreboard updates tonight being brought to you by Glenwood State Bank. Here's Moore's pass tipped and intercepted. A 3-on-1. Lob inside, and Gavin Roderick will slam it home. Again, Monticello with some ball security issues, and with that, the flush by Gavin Roderick puts the Cardinals on top 7-6.
Yeah, nice job. Another tap there, another tip.
Yep, interception, and now here comes Talon Witt getting it off to Roderick for the 3. That's off to the side, back tap, and it's going to be controlled by Nebben. Now at the other end, Johnny Moore too strong on the shot attempt, but Reese Nebben is able to follow it up. And Nebben will score, and Monticello takes an 8-7 lead. Already our 3rd lead change in tonight's game. We have played almost 5 minutes of this opening half. Here's Mason Witt getting the ball to Thomas Hinrichs. Inside it goes to Gray. Gray leaning in, shot no good, but Hunter Miller, I believe, committed the Monticello foul. And we're going to have free throws coming for Miles Gray. So 2 more gift tosses coming for the senior.
Yeah, good job there. Good entry pass, getting it down. Miles making a good post move here. I don't need to tell you, in a section semifinals, playoffs, free throws are going to be important here.
Miles Gray was able to make a free throw earlier to complete a 3-point play. First one is good here, and we have our second tie of the night. Snowmen on the scoreboard right now. It's Alexandria 8, Monticello 8. Almost 5 minutes gone by here in the first half. Great crowd on hand here at Alexandria Area High School. A lot of them wearing red and black, whether they're supporting Monticello or Alexandria. Free throw missed, and the rebound to Hunter Miller for Monticello. So we remain tied at 8-all. Up the floor comes the Magic's Tyler Dish. Now it goes inside to Moore. Baseline shot rattled out. Follow-up is good. And that will be a basket for Tyler Dish. A second putback for Monticello, and the Magic go on top 10-8. Now here is Gray working his way. Jumper in the lane doesn't go. Defensive rebound here to Hunter Miller. And right now it seems like Monticello, in spite of the turnover issues, playing the pace of game that they would like to, not getting into a track meet with Alexandria.
Yeah, I think we're just forcing it at times. We do have people that are open. We just have to continue to move the basketball, swing the basketball. It'll be so important tonight. You know, if we make that extra pass, we'll have a guy open.
Pass comes in. Carson Dybel has it. Now a little bit of a trap along the sideline. Pass goes to Reese Nebben. Then inside, little post-up move. Now it's across the lane to Dish. Now to Moore, medium range shot doesn't go, and a loose ball foul is going to be whistled on the Magic as Miles Gray was looking to battle for the rebound there.
Yeah, good job there by Miles. I think that's on Miller, his second. So it's really going to be how we can execute here in the offensive end. You know, 12 minutes to go. We haven't hit a three yet. We're kind of struggling to get things going offensively, finishing. So important here to see against this man-to-man if we can get an open look here.
Hunter Miller checks out with the 2 fouls, and Alec Adia is now into the game for the Magic. 10-8 Monticello in front. We're now 6 minutes into the first half, and there's Gavin Roderick sinking the 3 on his 4th attempt of the night.
Yeah, hopefully that'll get him going a little bit here. Just takes one sometimes.
Now it's 11-10 in favor of Alexandria. Then as one of Monticello's players is looking to drive the baseline, a foul gets called. And the foul will be whistled on Miles Gray. First foul for Gray, second one on the team. Grady Starzl will make his debut in tonight's playoff as he is now on the floor for Alexandria. Thomas Henricks will check out. Pass goes into Nebben, then to the outside. Three-pointer rims off on the attempt by Dybel. And then Mason Witt with the defensive board. Cardinals look to build on a 1-point lead. Pass into Starzl. Down on the right block. He puts it in for 2.
Yeah, nice work there again. Good entry pass. I think Grady can get whatever he wants down in there tonight. To be honest, I think he's a strong player, and I don't think they have anybody that can guard him right there.
Now Moore had the ball stripped away as Gavin Roderick was able to force the recovery. Now Alexandria leading by 3. Here is Roderick attacking the basket. Shot danced off the rim. Rebound goes to Tyler Dish, and Monticello looks to make a move. Now underneath, the layup is good. Nebben will score for the Magic. And it's 13-12 Alexandria. Talon Witt will feed across left block, and now Grady Starzl works his way underneath, and he got fouled. Free throws will be coming for Starzl, and good to see Alexandria getting free throws before the bonus officially comes into effect. I believe this will now be 3 trips for Alexandria to the line on the 4 Monticello fouls accumulated so far.
Yeah, you know, and unfortunately in some of those, when we are driving to the basket and if we miss a layup, then we create a fast break for them, which we do to teams so many times, and so it's hard in our transition defense if we don't see that ball go through. So just got to make sure we rotate and are getting back on defense.
First free throw does not go for Grady Starzl. The second one no good, so that ends up being an empty trip, and Carson Dybel with the defensive rebound. And now a bounce pass taken here by Dish, back to Dybel. Now back to Dish. Out top, he'll pass to Reese Nebben. Cardinals again showing some zone here. Monticello down by 1 with the ball. 7.5 minutes into tonight's game. Here is Dybel with it right side. Now to Reese Nebben. His 3 is too strong. Rebound to Talon Witt. Now he'll look to attack the basket, and he got fouled. 2 free throws coming here for the Cardinals, Talon Witt.
Yeah, a couple of things there. Number 1, we want to make sure we knock these down here, but that's 2 on Nebben, and he's one of their better players, their floor general. He's got a bunch of rebounds already tonight. So, yeah, good job there by Talon and taking it to the basket.
Yep, Dylan Nauman now has a decision to make. One of his starters, Hunter Miller's already on the bench with 2 fouls. So far, Reese Nebben is staying out on the floor. First Talon Witt free throw is good to give the Cardinals a 14-12 lead with 10:25 to go first half at Alexandria Area High School.
Yeah, I wonder, just when a coach leaves his floor general out there with 10 minutes to go in the first half with 2 fouls, does that tell you how much confidence he has in his bench and how much depth maybe they truly have?
Yeah, Monticello will go quite often 8, maybe 9 players deep, but again, playoffs, that bench tends to shorten up. And now Dia was looking to drive, and then he fed off to the right wing, and it goes out of bounds. And that's going to lead us to a timeout here, and it's going to be called by the head coach, Dylan Nauman of Monticello, and it will be a full timeout, meaning a 1-minute break on our platforms. 10:13 to go in the first half, and on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in Class 4A Section 8 boys basketball, Alexandria leads Monticello 15-12.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
First West, a successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. A-Guard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
Along with Russ Henricks, D-Mac, Dave McClurg with boys basketball play-by-play, and Alexandria has just expanded the lead to 5 points as Talon Witt was able to find Grady Starzl inside, and Starzl scores. He now has 4 points tonight, and Alexandria enjoys its biggest lead of the game, up by 5.
Yeah, good offense out of a timeout there by the Cardinals. Get it down inside to Grady.
Now Alexandria again throwing some people out front. Loose ball on the court, and I think we're going to have a traveling call on Monticello's Tyler Dish, and that's going to be the Magic's 10th turnover in the first 8.5 minutes of this game.
Yeah, it's good to see again. We're just really making it hard for them, and again, this is something new, having not played against our defense and against us.
Mason Witt, Talon Witt, Grady Starzl, Miles Gray, and Thomas Henricks are your 5 on the floor for the Cards. Here's Talon Witt out top. Couple of dribbles. Now he gets the entry pass for Starzl, but it's intercepted. Monticello coming back the other way. Tyler Dish to the basket. Shot no good, and an offensive foul is going to be called. And I think Tyler Dish may have 2 personal fouls now.
Yeah, great job there by Tom to get back and set himself and know the contact was coming and pick up another foul here. So that's 3 of their guys in 2 fouls. And again, here now I see both Nebben and Dish are still out there with 2.
Yeah, let's see how Alexandria works here to maybe see if they can pick up a 3rd foul out of one of those guys. Thomas Henricks handles out along the far sideline, gets the ball now to Mason Witt out front. 9 minutes to go until halftime, and Alexandria leads 17-12. Here's Henricks shooting the 3-pointer and scoring the 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's going to be big. If he can hit those, it's going to make us that much harder to defend. Nice job there.
20-12, Alexandria now leading by 8. Monticello needs an answer. Johnny Moore has it in the left corner for the Magic. He, along with Carson Dybel, Tyler Dish, Reese Nebben, all on the floor along with Alec Diab. Here's Moore looking to back his way in. Short jumper in the lane, bounces around and off, out of bounds, and the Magic will keep the basketball. That will reset the shot clock to 20. Gavin Roderick will re-enter for the Cardinals, spelling Miles Gray. Alexandria leads by a count of 20-12. The Cardinals have scored 12 of the last 14 in tonight's game. Bounce pass in, Dia has his shot off the window. It's up too strong. And then we're going to have a foul called in the battle for the rebound, and I believe Monticello is going to pass the ball in.
Yeah, they called that one, I think, on Tom, and trying to box out, getting underneath there. But again, we just want to defend these inbounds plays. They're getting some good looks.
Now a pass comes in, and taking it here is Carson Dybel. Then it goes over to Nebben. Nebben looking, has his shot blocked. I think he was looking to pass off, and Gavin Roderick got the rebound after the block. Now looks to take it the other way, off to Starzl, down underneath, and Grady Starzl scores.
Yeah, he's been very, very active, which is great to see, and Gavin doing a nice job there. That's what I like to see.
Now
take it to the hoop as he's running out of bounds there.
Yeah, right into the Monticello bench, but Gavin Roderick, A+ for the effort there, as the Cardinals have now taken a 10-point lead at 22-12.
I think sometimes, Gavin is so physical, and he battles down in there that the defense collapses on him, and if he just, passes it out, there's going to be a guy open.
Now here's a three that does not go for Dybel. Rebound to Grady Starzl as Alexandria holds the Magic to just one shot. Now through the lane, Mason Witt's layup is short. Reese Nebben with the defensive rebound. Up ahead, Dybel looking to attack the basket. Layup is blocked by Starzl, but I think they may call either a foul or a goaltend.
Or might have called both.
Yep, and I can understand the goaltend call. I don't know if I saw a foul necessarily.
Yeah.
But they did whistle the personal foul on Grady Starzl. Again, Quality Real Estate bringing you the instant replay for our YouTube audience as you watch there. So Grady Starzl picks up the foul. Carson Dybel will get credit for the basket and will get a free throw as well. So it's now an 8-point lead for Alexandria with 7.5 minutes to go first half. Free throw is good, and Dybel now has almost half of his team's points.
Yeah, again, when you look at it, I just think we can get pretty much anything we want, I think, offensively, if we just be patient, drive the basketball.
Here's Mason Witt's three. That doesn't go. Ball tapped up, and Dia will control it for the Magic. Monticello down by 7. As you watch on YouTube, the Magic are flowing left to right from our vantage point. Now Dia has the basketball on the right side, looking to pass it off. Now Thomas Hendricks coming out to challenge. Handoff goes to Carson Dybel. Now to lead down to 6. One more free throw coming for Nebben, and that's good as well. So 5-0 spurt for Monticello. The Magic have now had a 6-0 spurt and a 5-0 spurt this half, but yet Alexandria leads by 5. Here's Talon Witt out beyond the arc. Straight on, now he'll work his way in, and he shuffled the feet before passing the ball off. Traveling the call, and Monticello will get the basketball back, looking to make a little more inroads here. 6.5 to go in the first half. Alexandria, the number 1 seed in this section, has a 5-point lead at 22-17. The lead has been as great as 10, and now Dybel looking to attack the basket. Got tripped, and a foul is called. And this is going to put Carson Dybel on the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, I don't like that one at all. I think he's just completely out of control, and that's 2 on Miles, and they're just giving him the benefit of the doubt there without really any reason to do so.
I'm sorry, it's not Carson Dybel, but rather Hunter Miller, who is being awarded the free throws here after Miles Gray's second foul.
Yeah.
Free throw does not go, so it's still a 5-point lead. Hendricks will re-enter, and also Thomas Hendricks, the substitution for Miles Gray. Second free throw off the back rim, and Grady Starzl with the defensive board.
Yeah, sometimes they say the ball don't lie.
You're right. Now here is Gavin Roderick getting the ball to Talon Witt. Now worked over to the right side. Mason Witt has it. Now to Hendricks. Now to Roderick. Roderick trying to get some room to move, and we're going to have a foul called out front. This may be on Alec Dia of Monticello, and that's going to mean the bonus for Alexandria. I'm sorry, it's Tyler Dish, and for Dish, that is foul number 3. So that's going to force Dylan Nauman, the head coach of Monticello, to make a decision here. He's going to have to take junior Tyler Dish out. Johnny Moore will re-enter here.
Yeah, they don't have much choice now. It's interesting to see if they stay with, after that happens, if they stay with Nebben.
Free throw is good for Gavin Roderick. He'll be awarded the bonus. Alexandria has now attempted 8 free throws here in this opening half, making 5. The Cardinals are up by 6 at 23-17. Second free throw off the heel of the rim, and Dia with the defensive rebound for the Magic. Monticello has not done a bad job at all rebounding the basketball. Cardinals have not shot the ball as we are accustomed to them doing on a game-by-game basis, but still plenty of game to go. Now looking to work his way through is Dybel. Shot doesn't go. Talon Witt with the rebound. Outlet ahead to his cousin Mason Witt. Turnaround shot no good. Grady Starzl's follow no good. Ball out of bounds, and it will belong to Alexandria. So the shot clock resets to 20. The game clock now shows 5:39 to go in the first half.
Yeah, again, Mason's just got to see that first one go, and he almost had one there.
Lob in, Starzl has it in the middle of the lane. Short jumper is up and good. Grady Starzl has had an impact offensively tonight. 8 points off the bench, and Alexandria's lead is 8.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job.
25-17 now for the Alexandria Cardinals. Here's a bounce pass. Johnny Moore has it. Now it comes out to Dybel, then over to the right side to Nebben, and now first shot no good. Follow up by Moore is good, and that's at least 3 Monticello baskets off missed shots tonight. 25-19, the Cardinals in front. Here's Roderick, left side. He'll spot up for the 3. That is off the rim. Dia with the defensive rebound. Now it's taken by Carson Dybel. Dybel over to Johnny Moore. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. Alexandria's lead is 6 points. Dia now gets the ball to Hunter Miller. Then across, it's intercepted. First turnover in a while for Monticello, but the 11th on the night. Talon Witt will go coast to coast. He'll put the shot in. Foul is called on Monticello as you watch on our YouTube channel. Quality Real Estate bringing you the instant replay.
Yeah, nice job there by Talon. Just working hard, getting to the rim, and a chance here for a three-point play. They called that one on
Johnny Moore, I believe.
Yeah.
And that will be his first foul. 8 fouls now on the Magic here in this first half of play. 4:34 to go until intermission, and the top-seeded Cardinals are up by 8. One free throw here for Talon Witt. That is off the heel of the rim, and Alec Dia with the defensive rebound. So it remains an 8-point Alexandria Cardinal advantage. Left side, Nebben has it. Now works his way inside the three-point line. Jumper off to the side. Talon Witt with the rebound. Now into the corner. Here is a 3 by Ty Miller, who drops it in. Ty Miller off the bench getting some points for Alexandria, and the Cardinals now enjoy their biggest advantage of the night, prompting a Monticello timeout. It will be a short timeout, so we'll make it a 30-second break. 4:14 to go until halftime. Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in boys basketball. It's Alexandria 30, Monticello 19.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind, because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
Welcome back to Alexandria Area High School and our live broadcast coverage of Class 4A Section 8 to boys basketball. Great crowd on hand tonight considering the off-weather conditions. This is a lot of fun to see. Hope you're enjoying our coverage on our platforms, whether you're watching on our YouTube channel or listening on KXRA Radio. Along with Russ Henricks, I'm Dave McClurg. Hunter Miller backs his way in and his shot doesn't go. Grady Starzl with the defensive rebound. Up ahead, now Gavin Roderick into the lane. Had his shot blocked, he got the ball back. Now outside, a 3 by Ty Miller doesn't go, and the defensive rebound for Reese Nebben. Now off, and we're going to have a foul called, and I believe this will be Dybel with the offensive foul for the Magic.
Yeah, a couple of charges there. Great job by, I think that was Ty, who hit a big 3 earlier and then stood in the way of a freight train there. Dybel, is he their quarterback?
He might be. I would have to. I know he plays with the Magic football team, and
he might be their quarterback. And he's a big guy, and you see him up close and personal. And great job there by Ty.
So an 11-point Cardinals lead, which is the biggest of the night, and Alexandria can build on that here. Keep in mind, Mason Witt has yet to score in this game. Here's Gavin Roderick out beyond the arc. Shot clock shows 15. Now Talon Witt gets it to Ty Miller, out to Mason Witt. Now a three-point shot by Starzl doesn't go. Defensive rebound for Carson Dybel. Magic with the ball as we're about to go under 3 minutes remaining in the half. Johnny Moore on the left wing shoots the triple, and that will be off. Offensive rebound, though, for the Magic, and then I think we're going to have a loose ball foul being called here. And this should put Monticello on the line for 1 and the bonus. The foul will be going on Talon Witt. That is his first. And it will be Reese Nebben at the line for 1 and the bonus. Nebben made both of his free throws just a couple of moments ago. Monticello is 3 of 5 from the line tonight. Free throw rattles around and drops. Tried to get the DMAC jinx to work there, but needed a little stronger push.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes to go here in the first half. This is so crucial. So it's he makes this, he misses that. It's in that 9-10 range, and we don't want to let them, we got to have some momentum here going into half. So let's see if we can extend this thing a little bit. Just really clamp down here and make sure that we go into half feeling good. Let's get Mason a look here.
Yep, Mason Witt, NBA range three-pointer, and that will be off. So he has yet to score tonight in 15 minutes of play. And at the other end, Monticello gets a little transition going, and Carson Dybel, that was Hunter Miller getting the basket, not to Dybel for the Magic. So now Monty is back to within 7. Entry pass from Mason Witt into Starzl, and he's hounded defensively. Shot goes off. Johnny Moore with the rebound. Up ahead now to Nebben. Reese Nebben with the ball. Now it comes to Alec Dia. Now to Johnny Moore. Moore will feed it over to Nebben, then it comes back to Moore, working his way in against Ty Miller, and I think traveling will be the call here on Moore before he is able to get the ball back to the outside. So a turnover on Monticello. That's now 13 on the Magic tonight. Only 4 turnovers for Alexandria in almost 16 minutes of play. Thomas Hendricks will re-enter for the Cardinals, so he's on the court with Mason Witt, Talon Witt, Ty Miller, and Gavin Roderick. Mason Witt with the ball. Now to Miller, then it goes to Talon Witt. Now Roderick has it out top. Then to Mason Witt curling in, then back out. Now it's going to be Talon Witt working his way to the rack, and he lays it up and in.
Yeah, that looked like him playing quarterback there, just finding a little rhythm, finding a little room, I should say, and getting to the end zone. And nice job there by Talon, build that lead to 9.
32-23 for the Cardinals. Here is Nebben working his way into the lane. The jumper is up and good. Reese Nebben now in double figures with 10 for Monticello. He is the lone senior in Dylan Nauman's starting lineup. 32-25 Alexandria with 80 seconds to go first half. Deep three by Gavin Roderick is good. And he got fouled, so an opportunity for a 4-point play.
Yeah, nice job. We've seen that happen multiple times here where people fail to, they close out late, and he's able to drill it, and that's 2 on Moore. And yeah, they've got some significant foul trouble here just going into the half. Big free throw here for Gavin.
Yep, and Gavin Roderick now with a couple of triples tonight. Free throw doesn't go, and the defensive rebound for Monticello's Johnny Moore. Moore is on the floor along with Hunter Miller, Alec Dia, I think Carson Dybel, and Reese Nebben. Here's the three by Dybel that doesn't go. Mason Witt with the defensive rebound. He'll look to attack, and he got his shot blocked by Moore. Dia with the defensive rebound. He'll try to take it all the way. Can't convert. Talon Witt with the rebound. Now into the front court. Here's Ty Miller on the left wing. His three rattles out. Dia with the defensive rebound here for the Magic. 35-25 Alexandria with under a minute to go first half. Here is a bounce pass by Nebben inside. Hunter Miller's shot is off. Rebound to Talon Witt. Alexandria can play for the final shot of the half. The Cardinals up by double figures against the visiting Monticello Magic. Talon Witt will get the ball over to Mason Witt on the right side. Keep in mind the Cardinals are up by 10, and their leading scorer, Mason Witt, has been held to the donut, which matches his uniform number, 0. Now it's Talon Witt getting it off. Here's a three by Gavin Roderick that doesn't go. Battle for the board. Nebben has it. And a backcourt shot will not go as the first half comes to a close. So a game where Alexandria has played some solid defense in building up the lead to 10 at intermission. Halftime score on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in this Class 4A, Section 8 semifinal. It's Alexandria 35, Monticello 25. Be sure to stay close. Jumping.
Juettner Motors, your best price dealer. Make your Juettner Motors your best price dealer.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. Most of my crew has been here for decades.
The reason I've been here for so long is I love the variety and I love the different tasks throughout the day. A chance to operate many different pieces of equipment in any day.
Working here, I definitely like working with the crew. The guys are involved in training you and definitely help developing you as a person.
If I was looking for a place of employment, I would definitely apply here.
Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and I want to talk to you about your next career with us.
A broken tooth? Fixed in one appointment? Yes, we do that at Dental Health Associates with our CEREC crowns. We'll fix your tooth in one appointment, which means less time off work, less time away from your family, and more convenience for you. You're in and out in one visit.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles 6 times for a great deal at Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota. Fresh, family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
Eldon's Fresh Foods in Alexandria. At halftime in boys basketball, the Alexandria Cardinals have the lead of 10 over Monticello. It is 35-25. Along with Russ Henricks, I am DMAC Dave McClurg, and Russ, kind of a grinder of a first half, if you will. I think Alexandria did not shoot the ball all that particularly well, but both teams, I think, showing some defensive ability to, kind of protect their own basket and everything. And, in some ways you have to feel real good that the Cardinals' leading scorer, Mason Witt, had a scoreless first half, yet his team is still up by 10.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of disjointed, right? I mean, I think it's just we're missing some layups there to start. Offensively, they're playing man-to-man, and certainly nothing that we haven't seen. And I think sometimes we forced a few things there. We're maybe sped up for whatever reason ourselves. It is the playoffs, and there's a sense of urgency, and everybody really wants to do well. And it's not our best half, but we're up by 10, right? And I think they got some foul trouble. Some of their big guys. Obviously, they're not very deep when you consider who they have faith in anyway on their bench. So, they're going to roll with their guys, and we're going to roll with our guys, and it's really going to be about who can make shots, who can defend and rebound. I think that's the little, maybe in the woods there, important thing is we got to do a good job of rebounding in the second half here.
And, I think Alexandria's depth was on display. Not that the Cardinals had to, use the depth because of fouls, but they've gotten contributions. Grady Starzl, in some instances, he could be considered a starter.
Yeah.
Obviously, next year he will be a starter for Alexandria. But he's provided a spark off the bench, really attacking the basket. Ty Miller knocked down a first-half three-pointer. So, again, I think, bench points was a strength for Alexandria 3 nights ago, and it's coming into play here.
Yeah, Grady had a great half. I thought he was active on both ends of the floor, and we're going to need more of that in the second half, and Ty hit a big three and took a charge. But, it comes down to Mason. He's our leading scorer, and we just got to get him going. We got to get him one. Sometimes in football we talk about let's just get him the ball. No matter how we can get him the ball, get him going, get him within the flow of the offense. If he can get one to go, then a bunch more will, and that'll be key for us in the second half here.
Let's go through some of the numbers here as part of our Eldon's Fresh Foods mid-game report, with Alexandria leading by 10 at the break. Gavin Roderick leading the way with 9 points. Talon Witt and Grady Starzl each with 8. 4 for Miles Gray, 3 for Ty Miller, and 3 for Thomas Inrix. As you may be able to tell, Mason Witt, the leading scorer for the Alexandria Cardinals, was shut out in the first half. Monticello's leading scorer is senior Reese Nebben with 10 points. 7 for Carson Dybel tonight. 4 for Johnny Moore. 2 apiece for Tyler Dish and Hunter Miller. Monticello out-rebounded Alexandria pretty handily in the first half. 28 rebounds for the Magic compared to 17 for the Alexandria Cardinals. But the Magic have had some issues taking care of the basketball, as evidenced by 13 first-half turnovers for Monticello compared to 4 for Alexandria. Fouls in the half, 7 for the Cardinals, 10 for the Magic. Right now, you've got Tyler Dish, the junior guard, with 3 personals for Monticello. 3 other players have 2 fouls each: Reese Nebben, Johnny Moore, and Hunter Miller. Alexandria has 1 player with 2 fouls, that being Miles Gray, and then the foul distribution spread out after that. Alexandria was only 5 of 11 from the free throw line in the opening half. Monticello 5 of 7. Alexandria 4 of 15 beyond the arc in the first half. Monticello went 0 for 7 from three-point distance. We had ties at 2 and 8 points apiece. 4 lead changes. Monticello's biggest lead has been 4 at 6-2 early on. Alexandria has led by as many as 11 in tonight's game at 30-19. The Cardinals are up by 10 with the second half to go. The winner of this game will face the Elk River Elks for the Section 8 Class 4A championship on Thursday. Elk River went to the Northland and knocked out the Bemidji Lumberjacks at Bemidji High School tonight, 62-53. Thanks to Eldon's Fresh Foods for presenting our mid-game report. Now on our platforms, we enjoy these words from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to eat.
Resorts Marine in Oseques. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Oseques.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted Best Real Estate Company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind, because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
We're just about ready to begin the second half of Class 4A Section 8 boys basketball. In front of a big crowd here at Alexandria Area High School. Wasn't sure if the weather might hamper the turnout, but it didn't seem to be the case. I know that the Monticello fans will need to travel with care as they head back east on I-94 later tonight. Much of central and a good portion of west central Minnesota under a winter weather advisory for the possibility of mixed precipitation. Here in the Alexandria Lakes area, the weather advisory continues until 3 a.m. on Saturday. For Wright County, it continues until 9 a.m. on Saturday. Alexandria gets the ball to start the second half, both teams going with their original starters. Here is Miles Gray backing in, gets the ball from out to Talon Witt, then back inside, and it's intercepted, and Monticello has the ball for the first time. Tyler Dish gets it to Carson Dybel. Now off to Hunter Miller, then the jumper off, but Johnny Moore will collect it here for the Magic. Now Moore looks to drive, then he kicks it out. Reese Nebben looking to penetrate, now to the right side, and the three rattles out as Dybel was not able to convert. And Talon Witt with the rebound. Now the other way, jumper in the lane, no good, and he somehow gets a follow-up to go through, so a putback for Talon Witt as Alexandria takes the 12-point lead.
Yeah, athletic play there, basically with one hand. He just one hand tipped it and put it back in. And these first few minutes here, you know, these first 4 or 5 minutes of this second half are going to be so big. We can create some separation, or we can let them stay in it and believe that they can win. So let's see how these first few minutes go.
Yep, Cardinals showing a little bit of zone here. Out front, it's Reese Nebben now getting the ball. Dybel underneath to Hunter Miller. He's got it on the right block. Shot, rattles around and drops. Second bucket of the night for Hunter Miller. And it's 37-27 in favor of Alexandria. The Cardinals at 19-7 coming in. Monticello on a 10-game win streak at 22-5. Gavin Roderick will attack. Shot too strong. Nebben with a defensive rebound. Outlet ahead. Dybel can't finish. Offensive rebound, though, for Nebben. His follow-up shot doesn't go. Ball tapped by Tyler Dish and back out. Now a feed into the corner. Too high and out of bounds. So, again, some of what we're seeing in the early moments of the second half kind of carrying over from the first half. Monticello with a high number of turnovers, but also doing a nice job getting some second shot chances.
Yeah, we're going to have to rebound. We're kind of getting lucky here a few times with allowing them to get some second chance opportunities. And so, again, it's just about executing on offense. Let's get a good look here, see if we can find something for Mason.
Roderick working his way in, shot partially blocked, but Gavin Roderick got fouled, so free throws will be coming almost 2 minutes into this second half. And that will be the third foul on Reese Nebben tonight. So he becomes the second Magic player to pick up 3 fouls. The other one is Tyler Dish. First free throw for Gavin Roderick is good. Alexandria 38, Monticello 27. Scoreboard updates brought to you by Glenwood State Bank. One more free throw for Gavin Roderick. That's off the front rim. Miller with the defensive rebound for Monticello. Now Alexandria is going to extend the defensive pressure. Miller gets it ahead to Dish. Now it goes to Nebben. Off to Moore. Inside. Dybel cannot convert, but a foul is going to be called. And Carson Dybel will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
That's going to be 2 on Talon. So again, you know, we just free throws are important. Obviously, we want to be making those. And again, I think offensively, we see if we can find a way here now in this next possession to get Mason a look here.
Free throw rattles around and drops for Carson Dybel, and he is now up to 8 points in the game. Alexandria 38, Monticello 28. Second free throw is good all the way, and the Magic back to within 9. Here comes Mason Witt up the floor. He has yet to score in more than 20 minutes of game time. Now Roderick will look to work up the left side, and then his pass deflected out, I believe off of Dybel, and it will belong to the Cardinals. Still 25 seconds to go on the shot clock. 15:48 is our time remaining in the second half. And Talon Witt will play the ball in for Alexandria. He'll trigger it in for Gavin Roderick, and it's tipped and intercepted. Monticello with it. Now the jumper doesn't go for Nebben, but Nebben was fouled on the arm, and he will go to the line to shoot two. And I tell you, Monticello is a team, Russ, that refuses to go away in this game. And I suppose there's a little bit of confidence. You don't put together 10 straight wins down the stretch without playing some good basketball. And in some of those games, they've played from behind.
No, absolutely. And we're just kind of sloppy right now a little bit, just whether it's inbounds or feeding the post or whatever it is. We're just not sharp. And, tonight's not one of those nights you don't want to be sharp. And so we got to sharpen up here and see if we can figure something out here.
Nebben makes both free throws, so the lead is now 7 for Alexandria. Now Monticello shows a little bit of pressure. Miles Gray feeds it ahead to Talon Witt. Now over to Thomas Henricks. His shot from the outside is good. That's a second triple for Henricks tonight, and Alexandria goes up 41-31.
Yeah, big shot there. Hands ready, shot ready.
And the Cardinals back to a double-figure advantage, and now Dybel had the ball poked away. Gray gets it ahead to Talon Witt. His triple rattles out, and Johnny Moore with the defensive rebound for the Magic. Monticello trailed by 10 at the half, and we're now 3 minutes into this second half of play. Down on the right block, first shot no good by Hunter Miller. Follow-up is going to be good. Foul on Alexandria, and an and one opportunity for the junior, Hunter Miller. This foul will be on Alexandria's Mason Witt. And again, stunning so far, and I think Mason Witt's going to get into the scoring column eventually, but he now has 2 more fouls than he does points tonight, and he's got 2 fouls overall. Free throw by Miller is good, and Monticello gets the hard way 3-point play. 41-34 Alexandria. Talon Witt gets it off to Thomas Henricks, now to Miles Gray. Gray down the lane, lays it up and in. Miles Gray with his second basket of the night. He's got 2 free throws as well for 6 points. Now at the other end, the 3 is going to be off to the side. Mason Witt with the weak side rebound. Monticello is now 0 for 10 from 3-point range. Mason Witt still has not been able to get a shot to drop tonight as he misses from 3-point range. Hunter Miller with the rebound. Then to Moore, and then it's going to be turned over. Henricks into the front court for Alexandria. Now off to Mason Witt. He'll back up. His 3 is good. So it took Mason Witt nearly 22 minutes of game time to get into the scoring column, and with that basket, he now has 3 points this evening. He averages 24.5.
Yeah, and it came in transition a little bit, which is good to see. And, I think that's all it takes sometimes is one.
Now a short jumper on the left side by Johnny Moore is good. He got the feed from Miller, and it's 46-36 in favor of Alexandria. Now out beyond the arc, Talon Witt looking over the floor. We're 4.5 minutes into this second half of play. Winner will move on to face Elk River for the section title on Thursday. Here's Talon Witt driving left side, and he banks the shot in.
Yeah, great ball movement, great patience. As I mentioned at the start, I really think if we just move the ball, that we're going to get a good look.
Yep, and the Cardinals were able to do that there. Now Talon Witt will check out as Ty Miller re-enters for the Cardinals. Alec Dia back on the court for Monticello as Johnny Moore will sit down. Alexandria 48, Monticello 36. Our scoreboard updates being brought to you tonight by Glenwood State Bank. Along with Russ Henricks, this is DMAC Dave McClurg bringing you the play-by-play. Monticello with the ball. If you're watching on YouTube, the Magic are flowing right to left in this second half of play. Here is Dybel getting it inside to Miller. Miller curling in, a little up and under. Grady Starzl not yielding, and we're going to have a lane violation on Monticello, so I think Hunter Miller got caught pitching a tent too long.
Yes, he was in there camping, so to speak. Good job there by Grady. Just holding his ground and not giving up any ground and making him make a decision. What do we got here?
And I don't know if we had a cut for a Monticello player, and now he's having to go to the bench. I think that's going to be Tyler Dish for it's Reese Nebben.
Yeah, that's the only time he's been off the court. So the rule is now they get, I think, 30 seconds, before and if they can't get the blood taken care of in 30 seconds, then they have to sub them out. And that didn't take that long even.
Nope.
It's like in the pits in the NASCAR. Yes, get them in the pits.
It's basketball's version of blood time, like they have in wrestling.
Yeah,
but the window is longer for the wrestling blood time, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Tyler Dish is okay, and he will stay on the court. It's Dish, Alec Dia, Carson Dybel, Hunter Miller, and Reese Nebben for the Magic. Here's a long three by Mason Witt. That is off, and somehow Nebben was able to keep the ball alive, and Monticello has it. Here's Miller up the baseline, and we're going to have a foul called on Alexandria. I think Ty Miller will pick up the personal here. And for Ty Miller, that will be his first foul, fourth on Alexandria here in the second half. The Cardinals are up by a dozen. Again, the winner will move on to face Elk River for the section championship on Thursday of next week. Miller dishes out to Dia. Now it comes around to the right side, and Monticello has finally hit its first three-pointer of the night. Carson Dybel knocks down the triple, and then a timeout is going to be called by the Magic, and we're going to make it a full timeout here. 60-second break. 12:29 to go, second half. New numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in boys basketball. It is Alexandria 48, Monticello 39.
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Being locally owned here at the Culvers of Alexandria, Charles Johnson and myself, John Loomis, are very proud to be a part of the community. We enjoy the time we get to spend here, the memories we've made, and we're excited to see you after the game when you need to refuel.
Go Cardinals!
Thanks for joining us tonight on our platforms for high school boys basketball on People Radio, KXRA Alexandria, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, 105.7 FM, audio through the Voice of Alexandria app, and you're also watching on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. Here's Talon Witt driving to the basket and scoring on the layup to give Alexandria an 11-point lead.
Yeah, real fresh there. Excuse me, D-Mac. Nice job of splitting the defense. Let's have some more of that.
50-39, the Cardinals in front as we're now 6 minutes into the second half. Here is Dish looking to attack, gets it off to Dia. Now into the left side for Reese Nebben to Miller. He put it up short, and the rebound to Miles Gray for Alexandria. Ahead now to Mason Witt. Dribbles through the legs, feeds over to Thomas Hinrichs on the right side. Now off to Talon Witt. Now Gray has it out top. Then it goes to the right side to Hinrichs. Now to Mason Witt. Off to Gray, down on the left block. He's open. Put it up too strong. Starzl's follow is good for two.
Yeah, that time we got the slip there off of the. They're kind of just switching and doubling. Mason and Miles did a nice job of slipping to the basket, but Grady again. Big rebound. He's had a really good night.
And Alexandria now enjoys its biggest lead of the game, up by 13 points at 52-39. We're about 7 minutes now into the second half. Dia with the ball on the right side, further out now to Reese Nebben. Then it goes off to Miller. His three-point shot doesn't go. Ball tapped by Talon Witt. It goes to Grady Starzl, now up ahead. Pass intercepted, and it's coming the other way. Looking to attack is Nebben. He put it up too strong. Dybel's follow doesn't go. And then I think Talon Witt cleared the board for Alexandria, and we're going to have a foul called on the Monticello Magic after the defensive rebound.
It's going to be a big one. That's 4 on Dish. So again, they'll have to make a decision. They're going to leave him out there and bring in Moore back in. So again, let's see. How many have they played? 7? Is that what you have?
I have just 6 players.
Yeah,
Alec Dia, the lone reserve off the bench.
Yeah, that's what I have too. So interesting to see here. Big few minutes here, easy for me to say. 13-point lead. Let's get something downhill here.
Talon Witt gets the ball to Gray, then over to Talon, then inside. Grady Starzl puts it in. Boy, good ball movement from the right to the left, then inside, and Starzl scores. And Alexandria starting to get some separation. Now a turnover, 3-on-1 lob, and Gavin Roderick will put it in. And now the lead grows to 17 for Alexandria.
Yeah, I'm sorry, D-Mac. Yeah, let's put the noose down here.
Now a 3 is going to be good for Carson Dybel, and we're going to have a short timeout called here. Monticello will take its 4th timeout of the game, and we'll make it a 30-second break of our own. 10:05 remains second half. Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, it's now Alexandria 56, Monticello 42.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
For over 30 years, Northland Buildings has been providing quality post-frame buildings to customers, serving clients across the upper Midwest since 1994. Northland Buildings. Quality buildings built tough for the Northland.
Northland Buildings.
Thanks to all of the boosters of our Alexandria Cardinal sports programming, helping to bring you our broadcast tonight on our platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and also the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. Along with our videographers Jay Port and JP Boleen, we've got the announcing crew of Russ Henricks and myself, Dave McClurg. Happy to have you along tonight. Alexandria leads by 14, and the Cardinals have the ball, working left to right in the second half of play. Pass into Miles Gray, a little hook shot is up and good. Miles Gray scores the basket, and Russ, it seems like Alexandria is getting some points in the lane tonight.
Absolutely, we're getting more comfortable. You can just kind of feel it. Maybe we're not, pressing. I think to start at times pressing. Oh, shoot.
And a near trap on the sideline, but Dybel was able to fire the ball off a Cardinal player, and Reese Nebben will play it in.
Yeah, I'm going to guess, Monticello took that timeout, and their idea is they got to just pressure a little bit, and we get the turnover in the backcourt.
And Mason Witt's going to counter at the other end, so points off Monticello turnover, and it's now 60-42. The Magic are in serious trouble now, almost midway through the second half. Their 10-game overall win streak is in jeopardy. Alec Dia can't convert at the other end, and then we're going to have a foul called as Gavin Roderick and I think Johnny Moore may have been battling for the board, and I think they're going to get a foul. It's not going to be on Roderick, but rather Talon Witt. So Talon will have his 3rd foul of the night. Alexandria now with 5 fouls this second half.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I know I'm a long ways up here, but I have no idea what he saw there for that one. But again, just in defending the inbounds underneath play here. They've gotten a couple of good looks. Let's just make sure we can see the basketball. There it is again.
Yep, Nebben gets it to Miller, and then Nebben's baseline shot caroms off, and Gavin Roderick with the rebound. So the Cardinals get a stop and now can try to get the lead up to 20 for the first time tonight. 60-42, Alexandria. Now on the left side, Roderick in the corner, looking to get it off. Now Starzl has it leaning in. Short jumper off to the side. Johnny Moore with the defensive rebound for Monticello. Off now to Carson Dybel, to Hunter Miller, then back to Dybel, and I think he lost it, but he was able to get the ball to Miller. Now over to Dia on the left side. Alec Dia working his way up the baseline, and he draws contact, and a foul gets called, and Dia will have the chance to shoot a pair. He is a 6'1 sophomore guard for the Monticello Magic. And that foul will be on Grady Starzl, his second of the game.
Yeah, and I think, again, one of those things, if you look back on that play, is Grady just, not letting him get to the baseline, forcing him back to the middle where the other defenders are, and that unfortunately led to him getting, some inside position.
Free throw will rattle out, no good for Dia. He'll get one more. That's Monticello's first miss of the line this half after making 5 previously from the stripe. Still, the Cardinals are up by 18. Second free throw, no good, and Miles Gray with the rebound. One might say the free throw defense was outstanding.
Yeah, it's been that way a couple of times, and that's, we like that.
Here's Gavin Roderick shooting the triple and knocking it down. Gavin Roderick with the basket, and Alexandria builds the lead to 21. And some pressure, and it forces a turnover. Gavin Roderick gets the ball to Mason Witt. Now to Starzl leaning in. Layup is good. Starzl scores again, and he's up to 14 on the night. And Alexandria is putting this one out of reach. Under 8 minutes to go, and the Cardinals are now up by 23. Here's Moore working his way through, and he lost the ball.
Really nice job there by Mason. That's exactly where he's supposed to be, playing without fear and driving to the hoop. That's the best little session of basketball there for Mason all night. There's a lot of times you go back and you look where we've been beat on that backdoor stuff. Go back to Totino. That's kind of the play that they ran, and Mason did a great job there of digging it out and then taking it to the hoop.
Yep, and though Mason Witt did not make the shot, he will get some free throws here after Alec Dia commits the foul. First free throw for Mason Witt is no good. Alexandria now 1 of 3 from the line this half and 6 for 14 in the game. You might be thinking some of these offensive numbers don't bode well, but the Cardinals have been able to grind their way, and their offense has been a little more efficient this half. Second free throw no good, but Talon Witt with the rebound. Now to Roderick, and his three is off the heel of the rim. Starzl with the rebound, and now it's going to be off of the knee of Grady Starzl and out of bounds.
Did you golf, D-Mac? You ever golfed?
No.
So sometimes they say, you get the yips, so you just can't get anything to roll. And I mean, Mason is such a good shooter and such a good basketball player. I don't know that I've ever seen him miss 2 free throws, and he's just trying to see one get through the hole here.
65-42, the Cardinals in front. Dia will feed off to Johnny Moore, and I believe Moore may have been fouled on the floor, so he'll have to earn a free throw here to get a second gift toss. I think the foul occurred before a shot. Talon Witt now has 4 fouls this half.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate piece, and he'll have to sit down here, and Tom will come back in.
Yep, Thomas Hinrichs, Grady Starzl, Mason Witt, Miles Gray, and Gavin Roderick for Alexandria. They are the 5 on the floor. Free throw rattles out, and an offensive rebound. Follow up by Miller, doesn't go, and then the ball was on the cylinder, and then I think Mason Witt came down with it. Did we have a foul on Monticello?
Yeah.
I think we did. It was on Alec Dia. So possession will belong to Alexandria. That's only 4 fouls on the Magic here in the second half. Alexandria 65, Monticello 42. Both these teams are very capable of lighting it up on the scoreboard, but I think both teams have played some pretty solid defense tonight to offset the other's firepower. But the Cardinals have been able to steadily pull away from a 10-point halftime lead. Here's Starzl underneath, and he puts the shot up and in. Boy, Grady Starzl has been able to attack in close to the basket tonight.
Absolutely. And you look at a lot of that stuff, you go back and watch, he does a lot of work before he actually ever gets the ball, which is great.
And now the Cardinals force a turnover, but Monticello is going to get it back. 21 turnovers for the Magic, now 8 for Alexandria. Now here is Dia underneath, and he'll put the shot off the window, and I think Monticello head coach Dylan Nauman is going to take a timeout. We're going to make this a 1-minute break. Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in boys basketball, Class 4A, Section 8. Alexandria leads Monticello 67-44.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
As the seasons change, so do the needs of your car. That's when Alexandria drivers turn to Mike and Josh at Precision Auto. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust a pro. Precision Auto on 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
Welcome back to Alexandria Area High School's Pollard Court. What a nice crowd on hand tonight considering the off-weather conditions, but we're glad to have you joining us on our platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. We've got Jackson back at the main studio in downtown Alexandria. J.P. Bolin and Jay Port bringing you the videography work. D-Mac and Russ Henricks on the play-by-play call. Alexandria is up by 23. Monticello is now out of timeouts. Here is Grady Starzl out top. He'll hand off to Thomas Henricks. Then Ty Miller has it. Now to Miles Gray. Now to Mason Witt. His three is going to be off the front rim, and the ball caroms around, and it's going to be Dybel with it. Dybel now out beyond the arc, looking over the floor. Under 6 minutes to go in Monticello's season. Here's Johnny Moore with it. Now off to, actually it's going to be Tyler Dish, and Dish will knock down a three-pointer. Alexandria 67, Monticello 47. 20-point Alexandria lead.
Yeah, we just have to execute here now and just run our fist, our stuff they've been running for a long time.
And here's Grady Starzl's shot off the rim, and Reese Nebben rebounds for Monticello. Now at the other end, Dybel leaned in and drew contact. Foul is called. I get the feeling we're going to see Carson Dybel get a lot of touches on subsequent Monticello possessions as he's starting to emerge as a scoring leader. Foul called on Grady Starzl. That's his third. That's now 8 Alexandria fouls this half. Free throw does not go for Dybel. His first miss at the line tonight. So still a 20-point Cardinals lead with 5:23 to go. Winner will face Elk River on Thursday next week. Free throw is up and good. 67-48, Alexandria in front. The Cardinals were up by 10 points at the break. Here's Miles Gray dishing to Thomas Henricks around to Talon Witt. Down to the right baseline, and his short jumper is good.
Yeah, good ball movement by the Cardinals. Talon to the basket. Again, let's just execute here. Let's rebound, not give up threes.
21-point Cardinal lead at 69-48. Dybel, NBA range three-pointer. That rims off. Grady Starzl with the defensive rebound. Monticello has only hit 2 triples tonight, attempting more than a dozen. Bounce pass inside, and Starzl scores. Russ, I'll go back to the first half. You mentioned something fairly early on when Grady Starzl got into the game. You said, you know, he could kind of chow down near the basket, and that really has proven to be true.
He has done such a nice job, D-Mac, tonight of just being aggressive and finishing. Grady gets in a lot of good positions and sometimes has trouble finishing, but there's just a man rebound again. He's had a great night, and so proud of him, and to have to come in and come off the bench, he's been huge.
I have Grady Starzl now with 8 rebounds tonight to go along with his 18 points. Miles Gray getting the ball off to Starzl, into the lane, shot off, no good. Thomas Henricks with the rebound. He'll kick it back out. Now Talon Witt on the drive, and Talon Witt will score. Again, Quali Real Estate bringing you our instant replays as Alexandria has the lead back to 25.
Yeah, great team basketball there. Everybody sharing the ball, everybody working hard to make a play.
Now at the other end, the shot by Miller dances off. Mason Witt with the defensive rebound for Alexandria. Oh, nice slit pass inside. Miles Gray scores. Mason may not be scoring tonight, but he had a beautiful dime there on the assist. And at the other end, an and one opportunity is coming here, as I believe Tyler Dish will score the basket for Monticello.
Yeah, going back there, you can just feel it. You can feel it in the gym that now we're just playing. We're just not thinking, maybe to start the game, just thinking a little bit too much and overthinking stuff. But tonight now we're just playing. And as Grady goes out, Gavin comes back into a nice hand there. Again, Grady, great ball game tonight. That's kind of the vision for him that everybody's seen, and he came to play tonight.
Yeah, 18 points for Grady Starzl, and again, close to double figures in rebounds. Free throw doesn't go, but an offensive rebound here for Miller. That follow-up shot doesn't go, and Miles Gray rebounds. Now at the other end, layup is good for Mason Witt. Mason Witt scoring the basket, and it's 77-50, and now a stoppage here because of a kick ball. We're about to go under 3 minutes remaining. So Thursday night, I believe 7 o'clock will be the start time. Alexandria versus Elk River here at Polig Court. As we might say, be here or be square.
Does that sound familiar, D-Mac? Yes. Alexandria versus Elk River.
Yes.
Where have we heard that before?
Yeah, a few times in recent memory. Now on the hardwood. Jumper no good, and the Cardinals have the rebound. Miles Gray does not finish. Rebound to Hunter Miller for Monticello. Outlet ahead to Dybel. His shot blocked by Roderick, but I believe they're going to rule a foul on Gavin Roderick, so free throws will be forthcoming here for the Magic with under 3 minutes remaining, and Alexandria with this game in control. 77-50, the Cardinals are in front. So Monticello had a 25-point first half, and after Carson Dybel makes the free throw here, it's a 26-point second half for the Magic, countered by Alexandria scoring 42 since halftime.
Yeah, and you look up at the scoreboard, and it's 77-51. That's a 26-point lead. This is not a 26-point game. Monticello is a good basketball team, and when you watch them, I know the players just said, watching them on film, if we don't come ready to play, they'll beat us. And they've had a really good season. I think tonight was one of those nights as Grady almost knocks down a three there.
Yep. And
Tom gets the rebound.
Yeah, and he'll feed it off, and Miles Gray got fouled. So we're going to have some free throws here for the Cardinals, Miles Gray.
Tonight was one of those nights where I just think the schedule we played, would that make a difference? Would that be the difference in that we are battle tested? We have seen pretty much everything that 4A has to offer, so to speak. And tonight I think you saw that. You saw a group that, knew they had to come to play and were ready to go.
Yep, and they'll need to bring that effort again on Thursday night when Elk River visits. We'll look forward to bringing you the coverage on our platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and we'll have the live YouTube broadcast as well. Again, we believe there will be a 7 o'clock game on Thursday, 6:30 for the Juettner Motors pregame show.
Yeah, and how cool that you get to host a game like that. Normally in 3A over the years we've had to go to a neutral site, and this year we get to host it. It's going to be fun. Hope for a big crowd. There's no school the next day, so let's get everybody here.
79-52, Alexandria with just over 2 minutes remaining. Out top, it's Hunter Miller with the ball. Now it's worked around. Johnny Moore has it. Then it comes to Alec Dia. Moments ago, Tyler Dish fouled out of the game, so he will be back for his senior year at Monticello. Another turnover on the Magic. That is now, I believe, 9 this half and 22 for the game. Now Forrest Witt will bring his starters out of the game, getting nice rounds of applause. I see you've got Remington Brewston into the game, Levi Gibson now on the court, Max Jansen getting some court time, Bear Amborn into the game, and I believe Ty Miller, the fifth player on the court for Alexandria. Here's Gibson playing the ball over to Brewston, now to Miller. Under 2 minutes to go. Now curling in is Amborn. Medium range jumper is off. Rebound to the Magic's Hunter Miller. Now to Dia, around to Reese Nebben. Monticello's season will come to an end. The Magic have had a great year under head coach Dylan Nauman, a share of the Mississippi 8 title with Becker this year, as we've got a drive to the basket and a score here. Hunter Miller getting the bucket, and now we'll have a timeout for a substitution here, as now coming in is Teddy Sandstead for the Alexandria Cardinals.
Yeah, Ty, he hit a big three there in that first half, and when things were kind of still in doubt, and thought he gave good minutes tonight. Good job by Ty, and again, this group out here working hard in practice, and now they'll go back this week, and their job will be to be Elk River and to practice and give the guys that are going to be out there a look, and that's a very important job. You're only as good as the guys you practice against.
Cardinals working the ball around the arc. With it on the left side is Brewston. Now further out, Sandstead has it here as we go under a minute remaining. Off now to Levi Gibson, up the left baseline, and he gets a playoff bucket here. Another timeout for some substitutions. We'll see Gavin Berg coming into the game. Let's see, Talon Sinning in, and I believe Ethan Bisey also coming in here. So I think everybody, most everybody that has been able to suit up tonight has now gotten in.
For the Cardinals? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
let me look here down the list.
I was, Graham Odland, I have him on my sheet, but I have not seen him in at this point. So,
no.
But maybe another stoppage for a timeout if the Cardinals can score a basket. 81-54 for Alexandria. Now some different players into the game. Mohamed Sayang in for the Magic. Now Nebben has it. And around Cameron Matuska. Now off to the right side. Then Nebben has it. Down to about 20 seconds to go. Sanyang now looking to drive. His shot up a little too strong. Rebound here to Talon Sinning. And the Cardinals can merely dribble out the clock. Alexandria steadily pulled away in the second half, and the Cardinals will be back at home on Thursday to welcome the Elk River Elks for the Class 4A Section 8 boys basketball title, a game that we'll have on our platforms next Thursday. This one has gone final on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. Alexandria prevails by 27 tonight. The Cardinals defeat the Monticello Magic by a score of 81-54. That's going to do it for our play-by-play. I know for our platforms we've got one 30-second ad. We'll just piggyback that with the ad break to follow. So in roughly 3.5 to 4 minutes, we will get rolling with our post-game coverage presented to you by Juettner Motors of Alexandria. But now on our platforms, let's enjoy these words from our boosters of Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage.
Cardinals fans,
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
Where you start today is
is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new unused equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
Welcome back to Alexandria Area High School and our Juettner Motors post-game report. The Alexandria Cardinal boys basketball team was able to win on the home floor for a second consecutive time. The Cardinals pull away in the second half for an 81-54 victory over Monticello. The Cardinals will be back at home on Thursday to welcome Elk River for a Section 8 title. That's next week. Right now we're going to get together and visit with one of the Alexandria Cardinal basketball players as part of our post-game report. Our interview feature is being brought to you by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. How far would you drive for a great deal from Quality Toyota? What's your number? You can check out the selection anytime at qualitytoyota.net, or the next time you visit Fergus Falls, you can stop by their showroom during regular hours on West Lincoln Avenue. Grady Starzl is our special guest, and by the way, Grady wears uniform number 14 on game night. And Grady, first of all, congratulations. This was a game where I think your team was able to achieve a victory maybe in ways that they haven't done a lot this year, kind of grind it out and methodically pull away from Monticello. How difficult was this challenge tonight?
It was pretty difficult. I mean, first half our shots weren't falling. I think overall our defense was great throughout the whole thing. Just offensively struggled a little bit that first half, but I think we got through that.
You know, you had a situation here. I think it took about 22 minutes for Mason Witt to finally get into the scoring column. He's held about 19 or 20 points below his per-game average, but yet you and so many of your teammates were able to pick up the slack. I want to ask, when you got into the game, was there in the preparation for this matchup the possibility that you would get a lot of touches in close to the basket?
Yeah, I think all week, we're a good shooting team. And we kind of guessed that they would try to stop that. So all week, Granting, Miller, they've been telling us we got to get the ball inside. That's how we're going to win the game. So
yeah, and it seemed like you were able to find that in the first half, and really that continued throughout the second half. Whether it was you or Miles or even Talon and some of the other kids driving to the basket, it seemed like points were there in the paint all night long. How fun was it to see that getting finishes in that manner?
It was so fun. I mean, our team, it's kind of unusual, but it's fun when it happens.
Grady, you were able to hold a Monticello team to 54 points, and I think the Magic were averaging in the upper 70s, maybe close to 80 points. How did you feel about the defensive effort that you were able to provide, whether it's forcing turnovers or doing the job rebounding the basketball?
Our defense was great. I mean, from start to finish, I think we did really well. But that comes from all week in practice. We were planning on it. They have good shooters. One, I think Carson, he was on a hot streak, so planning for stopping the shot. We had a good defensive plan going into the game.
Junior Grady Starzl is our special guest right now for our post-game interview, again presented by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. I'll check back, but I want to give Russ Hendricks the opportunity to converse with you for a moment.
All right.
Great job, Grady. Proud of you. I told the audience, that all the layups, all the stuff down in the post that you had success with. How much of your job is actually before you ever touch the ball? Just working hard to get position. Talk to the audience a little bit about, how hard you're working before you ever even get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, screening away, slipping, then sealing. 22, he's a big guy, so you just got to be really physical, fight with him a little bit. Finding the positioning to get the seal, get the good drop step to the basket. I guess it takes a lot. Just be physical.
You've been a part of so many big games, right? Whether it's basketball or football with us. Just, when you get out there tonight on the stage in the semifinals of the section, how much do you go back and rely on all those moments you've been in, right, in your life, whether it's AAU or big games and stuff like that, where it just becomes another game and you're able to put your mind at ease?
Yeah, I think the nerves cool down when you've been through state football. It's really, really loud out there, lots of people. Lots of pressure, but it all cools down and you get used to it.
Absolutely. Last question I have for you just now. What goes into here? Obviously the preparation over the next few days, right? Next week going into facing Elk River, right? We played them before. They have that big guy inside and they have Levi back. So just what are your thoughts going into that game and knowing that you're going to get to host a section championship game?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, I think, 11, the big guy, he had 28 points on us last time, so we'll have to figure out a way to stop him, which we can do. We've got our own big guys, and then we know Levi's back. He's quick, he's got a good shot, but I think we'll be good. We'll find a way to stop him.
Good job tonight. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Love you, kiddo.
Grady, the matchup against Elk River actually, I believe, was the Saturday before Christmas, and obviously a lot of basketball has been played since then. How do you feel your team is different now than when it played Elk River on December 20th?
I think start of the season we kind of struggled with our first half. This game, although shots weren't falling offensively, I think we picked it up on defense, and that's something we haven't really done all season. So we've got a good plan, good stretch right here. We'll go into it ready.
That game back in December, it was really kind of a half-court type game. Yeah. I think it ended up a 70-68 Alexandria victory in overtime. I would guess in an ideal scenario, you'd like to make it a higher possession game, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we'd love that. I mean, I think it came down to that last shot that kind of rimmed out. So, yeah, we'd love to make it a more possession game. Take a little pressure off.
Every round of the section tournament, half of the teams get eliminated, and now you and the Elk River Elks are the lone team standing. And, how fun is this, Grady, to get back into the gymnasium next week when, other kids are starting to think about track and field or their spring sport, but yet you get the basketballs out for a few more days.
It's so fun. I mean, I love it. I love all these guys. I don't want our season to end.
What makes, being around this group special? I know that you're going to be back next year for the Alexandria Cardinals, but you've got so many tremendous seniors that help to make up that nucleus of this team. But what makes this group unique? I mean, we're not just teammates. We're all good friends. We hang out outside, so yeah. Very good. Grady, I'll talk to you a little bit as we get into the break, but thanks so much for the time. Congratulations to you and the team on a great performance tonight, and we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you. That's Grady Starzl from the Alexandria Cardinal boys basketball team, our Quality Toyota Cardinal athlete player of tonight's game. Alexandria pulls away to prevail 81-54 over Monticello in boys basketball. We will have more of our Juettner Motors postgame report after this timeout.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Resorts Marine in Osakas. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Osakas.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind. Because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
Ford, Lincoln, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep. Make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer. Make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
A broken tooth? Fixed in one appointment? Yes, we do that at Dental Health Associates with our CIRAC crowns. We'll fix your tooth in one appointment, which means less time off work, less time away from your family, and more convenience for you. You're in and out in one visit.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for people who have experience and are willing to work hard. For those that do, you can earn up to 6 figures working for my company. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors, serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors, one low price, plain and simple, always.
Family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
That means Alexandria will be back at home on Thursday to meet the Elk River Elks. Elk River got a 9-point win at Bemidji tonight, while Alexandria pulled away in the second half to defeat Monticello, a very good Magic team that had a 10-game win streak snapped as the Cardinals get the 81-54 victory. Let's go through some of the unofficial numbers of tonight's game. First of all, for the victorious Alexandria Cardinals, they had 4 players in double figures, and one was not named Mason Witt. Mason came into the game averaging almost 25 points per game. He did not score his first basket until almost 4 minutes into the second half, but 4 of his teammates were able to get into double figures. Talon Witt with a double-double on the night, 18 points in the scoring column. Our post-game guest, Grady Starzl, was not that far away from a double-double himself. He would be co-scoring leader tonight with 18 for Alexandria. Gavin Roderick finished with 15 points. Miles Gray has really put together a couple of nice offensive postseason games here. He scored 12 tonight. And then 7 for Mason Witt, 6 for Thomas Hinrichs on a pair of three-pointers, 3 for Ty Miller on a first-half three-pointer, and then Levi Gibson got into the game late and scored a second-half basket. Ethan Bisey, Talon Sinning, Teddy Sandstead, Gavin Berg, Baron Damborn, Remington Brewston, Max Jansen all played but did not score. 8 got into the scoring column for the Cardinals. Starzl with 18, Talon Witt with 18, Roderick with 15, Gray with 12. 7 for Mason Witt, 6 for Hinrichs, 3 for Miller, and 2 for Gibson, the team total 81. Monticello had 6 players scored tonight, and 2 were in double figures. Junior Carson Dybel will be back next year for Monticello. He ended up with a team-high 18 points, and that included 11 in the second half. Reese Nebben would end up finishing with 12 points, 9 for Hunter Miller, 7 for Tyler Dish before he fouled out, 6 for Johnny Moore, and then 2 off the bench for Alec Dia. Some other players got into the game late, such as Cameron Matuska. Mohamed Sanyang also got in late but did not score. Monticello's total of 54 had 18 for Dybel, 12 for Nebben, 9 for Miller, 7 for Dish, 6 for Moore, and 2 for Dia for a team total of 54. Monticello won the battle on the glass tonight. Alexandria got out rebounded 45-37. 33 defensive rebounds for Monticello in tonight's game. Reese Nebben ended up with 12 boards on the night, and Hunter Miller had 10 rebounds for the Magic. So Nebben, in his final game in a Monticello uniform, would end up with a double-double. Talon Witt, according to my numbers, also a double-double tonight. 11 boards to go along with 18 points. Grady Starzl with 8 rebounds, including 3 on the offensive end. Miles Gray had 5 boards, and even from his guard position, Mason Witt had 4 rebounds tonight. Fouls in the game. Monticello committed 15. Alexandria committed 17. Free throw shooting. The Magic pretty solid tonight. 14 out of 20 unofficially. Alexandria, not quite as much. The Cardinals were 8 of 17 from the line. Alexandria won 7 of 23 from three-point range. Gavin Roderick with 3 3-pointers. Thomas Hendricks with a couple of 3-pointers. Ty Miller with a 3, and Mason Witt with a 3-pointer as well. The Magic only 3 of 14 beyond the arc tonight. Carson Dybel with a pair of 3-pointers, and Tyler Dish had a second-half 3-pointer. One reason why the Cardinals prevailed, Alexandria superior in taking care of the basketball. 8 turnovers on the night, while the Cardinals forced Monticello into 22 turnovers. The trends in the game all occurred in the first half. We had ties at 2 and at 8. We had 4 lead changes in the game. Monticello's biggest lead was 4 points at 6-2. Alexandria was able to come back after that early deficit, led 35-25 at the half, and then steadily pulled away in the second half. The Cardinals would go on to win 81-54. So with the victory, Alexandria reaches 20 wins on the season, now at 20-7. Monticello has its season end with a final record of 22-6. And Russ, again, I cannot compliment the Alexandria Cardinal basketball players enough on just finding different ways to win a game. Again, this was kind of an unorthodox victory, almost a little bit of a kind of grinded out type effort. But as you get deeper, if Alexandria is lucky enough to play in the State Boys basketball tournament, they may have to play games like this.
Yeah, you're exactly right, D-Mac. It really doesn't matter at this point in the year how they look. It's just a matter, do you have more points than the other team? And tonight was different. It was just, you could feel it a little bit in the gym, disjointed offensively, but they relied on their defense, the Cardinals did. They relied on their ability to cause chaos, to create turnovers, to get tips, to get some easy baskets. And in the end, when things aren't going as well as you want them to offensively, you have to rely on other things. And this is a team. And, Mason has been so good all year and has had games in halves where he hasn't missed. And tonight was tough, but we have other players and we have other guys that stepped up in a large way and made plays. And I have no doubt in my mind that Mason's going to come back Thursday and have an awesome game. He may go the other way. He may score 35, 40 points the other way. He's that kind of player. So, just overall, this group of seniors that has been through so much, they're going to get to play in another section championship game. This time they're going to get to play it at home and against their friendly rivals from Elk River, who we've seen in so many different ways in football. Now we're going to do it in basketball, and I'm excited for Thursday because tonight Monticello's a good team, and when you beat them like we did, 81-54, you're playing good basketball, and that was a really good win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I I would not have been surprised if the seeding was a little bit different ahead of time, and this would have been worthy of a section final matchup. But you know, to Elk River's credit, Elk River's got a very, very good basketball team, and it's you know, we're going to see some guys that suited up in the pads and helmets during the fall for the Elks, but I tell you, you know, they've got some very good, accomplished players, and that's not an easy feat to travel basically 3.5 hours up to Bemidji and make sure that the Lumberjacks go home with the frowns on their faces. That's a quality win for Elk River up at Bemidji.
You bet, and they're going to come ready, and they have a good basketball team, and they have a good group of seniors, and these guys have been playing each other since they were young. And you know, I think for our kids, you know, for Monticello, you know, this is their first year too, right? They were a 3A team just like us last year. And I think they'll have some good group coming back. They have a good group of juniors, and so they'll be solid coming back. And I think, you know, that's one of the challenges when you make that move from 3A to 4A is what do you do with your schedule and how do you prepare yourself? And you know, maybe your record is, you know, is kind of inflated. You got a lot of wins, but are you really battle tested? And I think that's what it came down to in the seeding. And I know they were kind of upset that they didn't get the 3. As opposed to Elk River getting the 3. But, you know, eventually you got to beat each other anyway. So, you know, hats off to them on a great season, and hats off to our Cardinals for playing a really good game of basketball and being ready and being at your best when your best is required.
And playing in front of a pretty big audience. I was kind of thinking the weather was going to hamper turnout a little bit, especially when there was the backup of having the media jackals here tonight. But I cannot say enough, you know, Monticello's fans making the trip up I-94 and all the Alexandria young people, adults, I mean, alums. This crowd almost rivaled what we had last week when Totino Grace came in.
You know, it's amazing, and the love and the appreciation and the support that this program has received over the last few years. And obviously, it's like anything. When you win, when you're good, people want to come watch you play. And so, yeah, I mean, for us, we're surrounded here by – it's almost like we're at a daycare at times. We're surrounded by so many kids running back and forth and doing stuff and making noise. But you're right. To see the gym this packed, and we have a big gym, and so it a lot of room. But to see the support that this community's given this program is pretty cool.
Russ, I get the pleasure of working with you at least one more time, and that is always a good thing. So thanks so much for the great work tonight, and we will see you on Thursday.
You bet, D-Mac. Always a pleasure. And, again, drive safe. I heard it's a little slippery out there. So wonderful job tonight. Great job. Let's do it again on Thursday. And, as always, go Cards.
There he is, Russ Henricks, my basketball broadcast partner during the winter of 2025-26. The Elk River Elks got a win up at Bemidji tonight, 62-53. So Elk River will visit Alexandria Area High School for the Class 4A Section 8 Championship on Thursday. Pre-game coverage on our platforms at 6:30. Play-by-play to follow at 7. If you were here tonight, we certainly would welcome your presence again on Thursday night when the Cardinals host Elk River. Again, Alexandria hoping to get back to state for a 4th consecutive year. Although the postseason home is a little bit different this winter with the Cardinals competing in Class 4A rather than Class 3A. Congratulations to the Sauk Center High School girls basketball team back at state out of Section 6. Sauk Center defeated top-seeded Malacca earlier tonight, 55-41, to win the Section 6 AA title. Again, our next broadcast will be boys basketball on Thursday, Elk River at Alexandria. Coverage on our platforms including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel at 6:30 prior to the 7 o'clock game. Thanks to Jackson for the great work back at the KXRA studio in downtown Alexandria. Thanks to J.P. Bolin and Jay Port for the work as our videographers tonight. Thanks to you for checking us out on our platforms this evening, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening through the traditional method on KXRA Radio. For Russ Henricks, I am Dave McClurg, repeating the final score again in the semifinal game in Class 4A Section 8. Alexandria 81, Monticello 54.